On the vast savanna, the lion appears as a calculated and disciplined force of control. Each approach is a combination of muscular strength, coordination, and precise target selection. These incredible moments demonstrate that the lion's success is not based on luck, but on well-defined strategy and timing. On the African savanna, the lion is considered one of the most impressive land predators. A mature male lion can weigh between 350 and 500 pounds, with powerful shoulders to control large prey. Its forelimbs generate immense force, and a single swing can break thick bones. Short bursts of speed allow it to reach nearly 35 miles per hour over short distances, but endurance isn't its main advantage. The lion's true strength lies in its control and strategic positioning. It closes the distance before unleashing its full power, often getting within 30 feet before accelerating. The muscular structure of its chest and neck helps it grip prey heavier than itself. When hunting in groups, coordination multiplies strength, turning multiple individuals into a unified force. However, sheer strength alone doesn't guarantee success. Even a 400-pound predator must weigh the risks, as a minor injury can be life-threatening. On the open grasslands, every confrontation is a test of timing, precision, and restraint. The lion's dominance doesn't come from constant violence, but from calculated force used at the decisive moment. Beneath the dry grass and dense thorny bushes, warthogs are a species that always keeps a safe distance from danger. An adult weighs between 150 and 250 pounds, possesses thick skin, and long, curved tusks that can inflict significant injury. They often forage near the mouth of their burrows, so they can quickly dive in for cover, and this habit makes approaching them incredibly challenging. A lioness begins her hunt in silence. She stalks her prey for hours, moving low to the ground and using bushes about 3 feet tall to conceal her body. When the distance is reduced to less than 40 feet, the silence ends and the chase erupts abruptly. The warthog accelerates toward the burrow, but the lioness has closed the distance close enough to subdue it. The prey is nearly the same size as the hunter, making holding and dragging it a difficult task. After a short but tense standoff, the lion prevailed. This hunt wasn't just about brute strength. It required hours of patience, precise stalking skills, and sufficient stamina to control a heavy target. In nature, victory often belongs to the individual who waits the longest and acts at the decisive moment. Unlike many other prey animals, zebras rely on both strength and collective vigilance for survival. A mature individual can weigh between 500 and 900 pounds, with strong legs and a powerful kick capable of self-defense when necessary. They move in herds to form a continuous observation network, and even a small change in behavior can send a warning signal in seconds. A lioness lies low in the bushes, watching an individual moving slower than the rest. She doesn't rush to act, waiting until the distance is less than 30 feet. When the right moment arrives, she accelerates with a short, precise movement. The zebra reacts quickly, turning and trying to maintain a safe distance, but the terrain isn't wide enough to sustain its speed advantage. The lioness closes in and maintains a stable position, gradually reducing the prey's agility. After a few tense seconds, the situation was resolved. Other members of the lion pride then appeared to join in accessing the food source. This development shows that even though zebras possess good stamina and reflexes, a single moment of separation from the herd can change the course of events. On the vast grasslands, continuous synchronization remains the key to long-term safety. Unlike many other herbivores, wildebeest survives thanks to their disciplined migration and ability to maintain a stable formation over distances of hundreds of miles each year. An adult weighs around 550 pounds, enough to cross arid grasslands in temperatures exceeding 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Their intelligence lies in maintaining a reasonable distance and reacting in unison upon detecting unusual movement. At the edge of the migration route, a lioness lowers her body in the yellow grass and observes the rhythm of the herd. She doesn't choose the strongest individual, but rather looks for a small deviation in the formation. When an individual slows down for a split second and the distance drops below 30 feet, the acceleration is quick and precise. The wildebeest immediately changes direction to return to the center of the herd, but the rough terrain slows its momentum. The lioness approaches closer and maintains her position until the prey gradually loses its balance. After a few tense minutes, the situation was decided. A single 550-pound individual can provide energy for an entire pride of lions for days. This development shows that even though wildebeest possess intelligent migration strategies and considerable endurance, a small deviation in the collective structure can create an opportunity. On the vast savanna, survival depends more on collective rhythm than on the strength of individual animals. A single 550-pound individual can provide energy for an entire pride of lions for days. This development shows that even though wildebeest possess intelligent migration strategies and considerable endurance, a small deviation in the collective structure can create an opportunity. On the vast savanna, survival depends more on collective rhythm than on the strength of individual animals. When a buffalo inadvertently slows down and becomes separated from the herd, that protective structure is compromised. A group of lions observes from a safe distance, moving slowly and maintaining a coordinated formation. They don't act immediately, patiently waiting for the individual's reaction. The buffalo turns to face them and tries to maintain its balance, but the coordinated efforts of multiple predators gradually narrow the space for movement. After a tense period, the advantage shifts to the lion pride. The outcome is decided, and crucial energy is secured. A single individual weighing nearly a ton can sustain an entire pack for days. This illustrates that when faced with large prey, collective strategy determines success. In the savanna, even a moment of separation from the pack can alter the balance of survival. Agile and precise, cheetahs are the fastest land animals, capable of reaching speeds of nearly 60 to 70 miles per hour over short distances under 1,500 feet. Their slender bodies and flexible spines allow them to change direction quickly, while their sharp eyesight enables them to detect movement from a distance. However, this speed is only maximized when the animal is in perfect health. On a hot afternoon, a cheetah with a hind leg injury moved slower than usual. A male lion noticed this weakness and approached with steady strides. When another male lion appeared nearby, the atmosphere turned tense with territorial competition. The cheetah tried to maintain distance, but the injury reduced its acceleration. The two lions narrowed the space and cornered their smaller opponent. After a short time, the situation was decided, and the advantage belonged to the lions. This encounter demonstrates that speed isn't always a guarantee of safety, especially when the body is weakened. Lions often eliminate competitors to reduce pressure on food resources in the area. On the savanna, order among big cats is maintained by strength, timing, and territorial control. Tall and composed, adult giraffes can be over 16 feet tall and weigh between 1,800 and 2,600 pounds. Their long legs not only allow for sustained movement, but also provide a powerful reaction force when defending themselves. With superior vision on the open grasslands, they are rarely caught completely by surprise. A pride of lions silently positions themselves around an adult. They maintain distance, observing every move and waiting for the right moment. The giraffe constantly turns, maintaining a steady pace and not leaving any gaps exposed for too long. When a lioness attempts to approach closer, the giraffe immediately reacts with a powerful kick from its hind legs. The force of the counterkick forces the predator to retreat, disrupting the encirclement. After a few tense minutes, the lions slowly retreat, and the prey maintains a safe distance. Approximately 85% of lion hunts are unsuccessful, especially when facing large and highly alert prey. Giraffes demonstrate that height, stamina, and precise reflexes can provide a decisive advantage. On the savanna, even pack hunting doesn't guarantee success when the risks outweigh the benefits. Through each confrontation, the lion demonstrates that its strength lies not only in muscle power, but also in its ability to read the situation and choose the right moment. From small prey to creatures weighing thousands of pounds, each strategy is adapted to the specific circumstances. On the vast grasslands, true dominance is maintained through discipline, coordination, and precise decision-making in every moment.
Stop now. Got it.
In the world of big cats, every approach is a life or death decision. Not every hunt goes perfectly, and not every prey falls as expected. When strength, speed, and tactics clash with biological limits, mistakes begin to happen. The following recorded moments show what happens when apex predators cross their own safety boundaries. African elephants are the largest land mammals, their thick skin and body structure making familiar finishing points virtually non-existent. Unable to bite the neck or quickly subdue, elephants rely on size, herd reflexes, and the ability to protect their young to maintain natural advantage in most situations. In extremely rare circumstances, lions are forced to try an unconventional approach. From a high position or out of sight, they target the rare sensitive point of the trunk with the goal of causing immediate panic. This is a risky endeavor, as even a small misstep can backfire the entire approach. The elephant's reaction is almost instantaneous. When the mother elephant intervenes in time, order is restored, and any fragile advantage the lions have instantly vanished. The approach collapses quickly as collective strength is activated. The confrontation ends with the predator's apparent retreat. This wasn't a hunt based on biological advantage, but rather a prime example of behavior exceeding safe limits. In nature, hunts beyond one's capabilities often carry greater risks than the rewards. African buffaloes are herbivores with a tightly knit social structure and exceptional collective strength. Their heavy bodies, quick reflexes, and protective instincts make them formidable adversaries. Within the herd, individuals move in an orderly fashion, maintaining formation to minimize the risk from predators. Lions don't act according to moral principles or challenge the strongest. They observe and select individuals showing signs of weakness, slow movement, or injury. The approach is direct and tense, focusing on weaknesses rather than the overall strength of the herd. A mother buffalo reacts fiercely to protect her fellow, but over time, strength wanes and the ability to maintain formation begins to falter. As the defensive structure becomes unstable, psychological and physical pressure increases rapidly, making the situation more dire. The confrontation ends when the balance tilts decisively in favor of the predator. In nature, weakness often equates to a tragic end. This is clear evidence of the law of survival. It is not the strongest that is eliminated, but the one that is no longer able to keep up with the pace of life of the group. Wild boars are omnivores with thick skin, strong muscles, and a very strong will to survive. Despite their small size, they possess sharp tusks and fierce reflexes when cornered. In the jungle, wild boars are not prey that can be easily subdued. When a tiger approaches, the familiar tactic is to get close and aim for the neck to quickly end the confrontation. However, their thick skin and constant struggling mean this approach isn't always effective. The struggle lasts longer than expected, forcing the predator to expend more energy. The situation only ends when the tiger gains complete control of the space. This is a clear reminder in nature. Not all smaller prey are easily subdued. Every hunt is a gamble, where endurance and resilience are sometimes just as important as strength. African wild dogs are highly social predators, renowned for their stamina and precise coordination. They rely on numbers to maintain pressure, and the future of the pack rests on the offspring. No single individual is strong enough, but the entire system operates on continuous succession. When lions appear, the goal isn't to seek immediate energy. Targeting the cubs offers no clear nutritional advantage, but it depletes the future number of hunters. In the absence of adult dogs for protection, the risk is virtually zero. The approach is swift and decisive. The lion completely controls the space, shattering the wild dog pack structure in a very short time. This isn't impulsive behavior, but an ecological precautionary decision, weakening the opponent at its core. The situation ends when the pack of wild dogs is forced to retreat, leaving a long-term void in the population structure. In nature, this is not random violence, but ecological warfare at the population level, where victory or defeat is determined by the ability to eliminate the threat early. Hyenas survive on the savanna by exerting pressure through collective presence and continuous coordinated behavior. They possess enduring physical strength, powerful jaws, and a tendency to challenge opponents through psychological pressure rather than direct confrontation. When the ecological order is challenged by the emergence of a true dominant force, hyenas are forced to adjust their behavior to avoid exceeding safety limits. When a male lion appears, the goal is not to quickly eliminate the prey for food. Actions are controlled, circling, alternating close encounters, and maintaining prolonged tension for the opponent. This is how lions assert power without resorting to a full-scale confrontation. Psychological pressure spreads rapidly. The hyena's coordinated structure begins to weaken, forcing individuals to separate from the group to reduce risk. The disparity now lies not in individual strength, but in the pre-established dominance. The encounter ended when the hyenas completely withdrew from the area. This was not random violence or a spontaneous act. In nature, it was social violence, used to deter and reinforce the dominant position of the male lion in the ecological order. Capybaras are the world's largest rodents, living almost entirely dependent on rivers, lakes, and swamps. Water is their primary escape route, their refuge from danger. When near the water's edge, capybaras often believe that a single step back is sufficient for safety. Leopards don't hunt by chasing. They choose a high vantage point, hiding on a branch near the shore and waiting for the moment their prey strays beyond their safe zone. The dive is incredibly fast, completely eliminating any chance of reaction or escape towards the water. The capybara immediately loses its advantage. The distance to its familiar environment is no longer enough to salvage the situation, and the balance quickly shifts in favor of the predator. The hunt ends with a clear advantage. In nature, an environment is only safe when its boundaries are not crossed.
Got it.
Impalas are compact, agile antelopes with quick reflexes and nimble jumping abilities. They rely on their wide vision, speed, and constant vigilance to detect danger from afar. Under normal conditions, impalas always maintain a safe distance from open ground. Leopards don't rely on long chases. They choose high altitudes to reduce the chances of being detected, remaining still on a branch and waiting for the right moment. When the distance is minimized, the approach from above occurs almost vertically, completely disrupting the prey's evasive reflexes. The contact happens in a very short time. Impalas don't have enough space to accelerate or change direction, and any speed advantage is negated from the very first moment. This isn't a race, but a calculated spatial arrangement. The situation ends quickly once the environmental advantage has been fully exploited. In nature, the winner isn't always the one who's faster. Sometimes, victory comes from choosing the right place and the right time to strike. Through these confrontations, it can be seen that big cats don't win by recklessness, but by their ability to read their limits. Each approach is only successful when strength, space, and timing are in balance. When biological boundaries are crossed, advantages quickly turn into uncontrollable risks. In nature, the long-term survivor is not the one who attacks the most, but the one who knows when to stop.